Thank you for staying with us. It is the Milan 98.3 FM, and time check right now is 8:47 a.m. It's time for Milan Focus. So we'll just get into it because we don't have so much time. We've spent quite a lot as regards, putting some commercials out there. My name still remains Omobola Sandra. I still have Fuad Sahid with me via the phone line, and today we have two focal points that we are looking at this morning. The first, of course, is as regards the statement from the president that broke yesterday. It was a statement that broke yesterday, and that is buy petrol at 1,000 naira per liter or CNG, that's compressed natural gas, at 200 naira per standard cubic meter, and that's coming from the president to Nigerians. Okay, and those are the options. That's all we have at this point. Aside from, of course, you can. That's coming from IMF, and of course, right. So we'll start off with the first focal point, which is to make about the statement of the president. A lot of people have been saying, "Oh, we've not heard." Those of us in Lagos, we have it easy because if you go to the interiors of other parts, on other regions, it's so much more expensive. Okay, so everybody had been looking to the president as the de facto minister of petroleum and also the president of the country. What exactly is your thoughts, especially from the statement he made during the campaigns before he became president, where he said, "Oh, we're going to bring it down. They said it's going to be expensive, but not to worry. Calm down, ⴰᴏᴏᴏ. Calm down, we will bring it down. Amagbewale." And a lot of people were hopeful that some sort of respite is coming, but unfortunately, we went from 197 naira and now we're currently on 1,030 naira. So what do you make about the statement of the president, and how feasible is the CNG initiative of the federal government? Some weeks ago, we listened to Kalwaja saying that we do not have the infrastructure for CNG at this time. Now commercial motorists can get free conversion free of cost, of course, but then conversion now is, we're talking about 2 million for I think about 2 million or thereabout, and
1 million by 2027. That's their plan.
1 million. Oh, okay, thank you very much for that correction. So if it costs 1 million, or if it costs thereabout to convert your vehicle, how many people can actually afford it? So how feasible is a CNG initiative? Aside from that, how many conversion stations? So 774 local governments, and we have just 50 conversion stations in the country. So how feasible is the CNG initiative of the federal government? And do you think CNG can be the game changer? Yes, there are the pros to this particular conversation. It's clean energy, it's cheaper, it's an innovative approach that in one way or the other would boost energy efficiency. We've seen videos of explosions and all. So do you think that CNG can be the game changer in a world where there's some parts in this country, putting the peculiarities of our environment, the fact that there's someone frying dundu and akara on the road, there's always someone with boli and ekwa on the road, there's always someone roasting corn on the road, there are inflammables everywhere in the country at this time now. So what do you think as regards CNG being a game changer? What do you think about how the government is handling the CNG initiative, especially as Fuad has been calling? Can we see a government official open his boot and show us his own cylinder, that, oh, look at me, the governor of so and so state, I have successfully converted my official reps, a member of the Senate, a member of the state house, a local government chairman. Anybody should just come forward and just say, oh, as a government official trying to encourage people to switch to CNG, this is what I have done, and I think you should do the same, because I've been using, government has been handling the CNG initiative. All right, that's the first focal point. The second, yes, thank you. The second focal point is Nigeria is still borrowing amidst high debt costs, says IMF. So Nigeria's engagement with the global debt market remains vibrant despite challenges posed by high borrowing costs, and that's coming from IMF. And during a press conference IMF/World Bank annual meetings in Washington, D.C., IMF Financial Counselor and Director of Monetary and Capital Market Tobias Adrian said that Nigeria compared to pre-2021 levels. All right. So it's very important for us to understand that in Nigeria, 5 trillion naira that was borrowed in 2021 is very, very different from 5 trillion naira in 2024. I think it's very, very important for us to, put that into perspective, because if, in 2022, for example, 10 trillion naira, but there's just a lot to look at. There's also the GDP cap is still more expensive than before. The overall issuance levels have been encouraging, and the AMI and foreign exchange reforms, which have been designed to stabilize the economy. Now, what do you think about this revelation from IMF? Because it's just, we have two things now from the same IMF saying Nigeria is still borrowing. You have debt. Borrowing is expensive now, but Nigeria still keeps borrowing. Are they telling us to stop borrowing? Or are they telling us that, Nigeria can still afford to keep borrowing, so they can or they should keep borrowing? What exactly is IMF trying to pass, or what message is IMF trying to pass with this revelation, saying that Nigeria is still borrowing amid high debt costs? All right. And what should be the attitude of government to debt and foreign loans? Debt is not revenue. Borrowing is not revenue. Because you borrowed this amount of money, you can't say you have been able to. So what do you think about the attitude of government to debt and foreign loans, and the fact that, we just have to keep borrowing for everything we want to do? We have to keep borrowing. To defend the naira, we borrow dollars and all of that. So how can we also reduce our borrowing spree as a nation now that it has become very concerning in this country? At this time now, I think our debt profile is about 121 trillion naira. That's what we're looking at now with it, and now that it has become really concerning. I'll start with you, Fouad. Look at that. Did I lose that? No, I did not. Hello? Okay, AM would get Fouad's thoughts as regards the focal points, and then we open the phone line for you to join the conversation. CNG versus petrol. What are your thoughts? And also, we're still borrowing, even though globally borrowing has become ridiculously expensive. Should we continue, or how do we reduce our borrowing spree? Fouad.
Well, I think on the first issue, the CNG conversation, it's just very important that the president shows a bit of more empathy to Nigerians rather than come up with a posture that looks a bit carefree about the plight of poor and ordinary Nigerians at this time. Whether we like it or not, we cannot transit to look at what it will require financially, structurally, technically, knowledge-wise, to transit from a country that majorly uses PMS to CNG. It will take us like another 20 years to be able to effectively do that. We know. It's not a cheap part, it's not a joke. And I'm sure they also know that. So the idea of suddenly thinking that, look, it's either you take it or you leave it, it's a bit worrying. It's just unfortunate, really, Sandra. Because again, like I said earlier in the morning, where is that doctrine of leadership, for example? We should do it, they are not ready to do it. Is that how it's done? And then, what is even our capacity to effectively put these things in place? We have the finance, we are still borrowing. That's what the IMF is saying. Can we really finance that emergency transition that the government is looking at? And at the end of the day, what is even their projection? 1 million vehicles by 2027. And what problem does that solve? We are giving incentives now to commercial vehicles to come and convert for free. Government money to do that. I'm even concerned about the level of transparency that will come with that kind of initiative. Then for private vehicle owners, everybody should go and look for 1.something million to convert to CNG, and then I'll be looking for where to fill up my CNG converted car. Where are the CNG filling stations? How many do we have? So it's something that should have been a very gradual process. It cannot be a solution like the other guy you played his audio the last time was saying. You can't have a long-term solution to a short-term problem. Or to an immediate problem.
problem.
You can't be profiling a long-term solution to a problem that needs a quick fix, something to quickly mitigate the effect of your policy. And then you are talking about something that will take us like another 15, 20 years. That's even if you are deliberate and intentional about it. And then it is not take it or leave it. It's either you buy at over 1,000 naira or you go and do CNG. And then if everybody now moves to CNG, we start the same story again. Oh, it's demand and supply. The price has to go up. We now start to battle with that again as a people.
Mm.
And so there's a very simple, one student of policy development and development communication or policy formulation will tell you that there's what is called policy sequencing. You don't put the cart before the horse. These things are done gradually, methodically, so that you can see the efficiency. But what we have now is we're just scratching the surface. And like I said, when the campaigns were on, this was not the conversation for the president. This was even not his phone to Nigerians.
Mm.
If you remember, unless they are going to tell us that campaigning is different from governance and that the tone has to change. But whether you like it or not, where's the empathy? Nigerians are suffering.
All right.
The streets are empty, Sandra. That's just the reality. On a day where the streets are supposed to be going on, with serious hustle and bustle, everywhere is almost empty. So again, it is what it is. And while we are having that, again, I'm tired of listening to the IMF, Sandra. It's just that we've had leaders who have consistently, turned Africa and Nigeria particularly to a beggarly nation. And so we have to listen to these guys. Because whether we like it or not, we are still looking onto them to borrow more. And so long as we are not disciplined enough to sit back in our continent and in the country, to look at how to harness our God-given resources, to bring prosperity to the people, and that what we think is that these guys should always come to our aid by giving all of this news that eventually corruption will take over. They will continue to if you look at their statement, on one side they are telling us there's trouble in the land. On the other side they are telling you everything is okay.
Everything is fine. Yes, okay.
In one statement.
All right.
These are the kind of people you want me to take serious?
Our leaders are taking them seriously. So
Obasanjo has said it now that Nigeria particularly has disappointed all of Africa.
Oh, we're going to
with bad leadership.
We'll get into that.
So,
thank you very much,
I
Said.
don't know where that disappointment will end.
Thank you very much, Said Fuhad. It's 9:02. The phone line is officially open. 0913 6041. Please, we're also live on Facebook and YouTube. Show progresses. So the handle to look out for is 0913 6004. Let's have a conversation. Petrol at 200 naira per standard cubic meter or car. And then, of course, the second one is things clean. Thank you. Hello, good morning. I lost that one. Okay. 0913 600410. I appreciate the attention of those who can help me resolve this. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Wait,
hold on. Please, Uti Pain is a musician.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the president got that price wrong. Okay. Me, I bought fuel the other day, 1,250. Right, I'm going in the Keja. I'm telling you.
Wow.
That was going down to shop price. Maybe you want me to give you their name.
It's okay. So
we are buying this in 1,000. Anyway, is escalated. Did he convert? I see the CNG to refill in the tank. So I beg my sister, tell her. And by the way, the borrowing that they are doing, they are still borrowing up to today as we speak. I want to ask you now, all the fuel subsidies are removed, all the taxation, tax this, tax that, remove NEPA, this thing, everything they have done. Where is the money? No, nothing. Tell me where the money is.
You are asking me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming.
And then they are borrowing and borrowing again. My sister.
No, I'm with you.
Now, wow. I beg. You don't do.
Mr. Kangwili, now, why are you like this? Change your ways, please. 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. All right, 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. The conversation this morning is petrol or CNG. The president has said you either buy petrol for 1,000 naira per liter, or you buy or you go for CNG at 200 naira per standard cubic meter. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning. You're welcome.
Morning to Friday, yes. Yes, the same way the president announced that subsidy is gone without consulting the stakeholder, and see where we are now. Why is it that whenever he's coming out with any statement, he's not thinking it through? How many CIG stations has he been able to put on ground to serve whatever the need of the people is? How many CIG conversion centers do we have for refilling centers do we have now? What about the Kurupe, the Marwas, the public transport system? What about attending to their needs? What about him that is using escalate and all the government officials? Why is he behaving this way? You just come on board and announce whatever you feel like is the way government way out for him without giving us any clue as to what to do concerning the whatever announcement he has made. Why is he behaving this way? And if we talk now, they will tell us that we are talking about against the government. They are making insinuations that is not founded. Let him continue.
Yeah.
There will be a day to reckon with. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. John. I appreciate your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sandra.
Yeah.
First time caller.
You're welcome. Your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is JᴏɪR.
Okay.
You see this government, the way it's going, is that if we are not going forward, we are not even going backward. We don't even know where we are going to. This man will just come up with something that I think maybe is he dreaming or what? How can we just convert our motor with that? We don't. In fact, this country is just something else. Today, dollar is nowhere to. In fact, there's nothing you can do. Just this man is just too frustrating. In fact, we are just confused. He's not even thinking of moving forward. He's not even thinking of. I don't really know all efforts in this country.
Hello? I think there was a struggle there, but thank you very much, Mr. JᴏɪR, and you're welcome. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, this is Samuel calling from Ikeja.
Okay.
You see the president talk and the way he do things. I don't know why some people are surprised. President, the way he talk, he just is where we find ourselves. And I'm asking this question. Will
no,
I know I'm going somewhere. We can do the job. That was what I said at that time. And people were shouting, people know anything about economy. Now one of issue in this country. When a president will come up and they impose his decision on the masses, the same way we go in 2023. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know about you, but I don't intend to wait. You cannot survive to do it. You're welcome to the studio, Sideford.
Thank you. And even though it's not in our constitution to rotate the presidency, it's just what is fair is fair. So sometimes brilliant people in the north or brilliant people in the south that can, steer the, ship of the country to prosperity. No, that's not the conversation. It's just that sometimes you have to pay attention to.
Hello, this is Peter Monse from Shomolu. You see the money now? We use it and import. Let the president. Look, we should leave this man. Let him enjoy himself. You remember that I still mark that word down, so come and enjoy. So let him enjoy. Nigerians, whatever likes to happen to you, let it happen. Let him not bother himself about us. Okay, apart from all the questions, as he converted his own, what are people that are using generators? So those that are using generators, they will not use CNG. Where are they going to convert their own? Where are they going to buy their own? On a particular platform this morning, somebody called from UK. And he said, look, this CNG thing you are seeing now, or you are talking about, is using a CNG car there. That is always renewed The cylinder is always renewed for 4 years. Do we have those facilities? And the station is always outskirts of the town. It's not within the town. So do we have that facility? And then himself and those that are working with him. Oh, that's what. Since January this year, I never used generator. I have packed it. Are we facing out generator? Because they are not brought into equation at this moment. Nothing is talk about them. And borrowing, let me see say this. You borrow, we don't see completion of Lagos Ibadan Express Road for how many years? You borrow, we don't see a refinery. You don't build any new one. You don't complete the old one. You borrow. What are you using our money for? You just came to use the money anyhow and take care of yourself. When we don't, you say it's reasonable felony. I don't understand. No. I beg, man, have a nice day. God bless you, Sandra and Fuad.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have any facts to that, and so we would not take that as an opinion or fact on the station. So it's just important fact. So it's just.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, my name is Abubakar.
You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Abubakar, can you speak a little louder?
Okay, I don't know if I'm audible enough now. Those that can afford to convert, let them do so. And that is not right. I think the best thing they should be thinking of how to bring the price of this crude oil down. A serious problem with this, our NMPC and NMDPRA. There's a long price. So that the president is either even should provide us with alternative on how to get a kit for conversion. What about this keke napep and other things? So it cannot drive down the price of commodities. Even if all private car convert, it's just going to be for individual benefits, not for the benefit of the economy. And on the issue of IMF.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's unfortunate. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Let's take some messages at this point. It's 16 minutes past 9. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, and it's Milan Focus. We're having a conversation as regards, and also the borrow we can still afford. We have here on WhatsApp from, and that is why I always wonder. People to realize the president and his family are into the oil business, and the family business interest must be protected at all costs, even at the expense of Nigerian masses. The reason the petroleum pump price must be 1,000 naira minimum, even in spite of Dangote, is to accommodate their continued fuel importation plans. It's a settled fact. Our refineries will not work. You better brace up, Sandra. If you are among the people that like us that use the yellow bus, yes, I am. Fuad is not, but I am. Well, considering the message, even now that gas is not involved yet, most of the yellow buses look like they will go in flames in next minute. So with gas now, that will be double wahala for most of the buses. Sandra, you seem to be afraid of the idea of gas in yellow bus. Yes, I am. Don't worry. Just make sure you no longer sit at the back of the bus. Sit in front with the driver, or sit behind the driver or the conductor seat. Good enough. They hardly close their door, so quick escape won't be an issue. All these anti-people policies are what you get when the executive has the National Assembly, the judiciary, and INEC inside their pockets. For what?
Well,
I think we talked about safety.
The safety concerns for me, really, because what happened in Edo State, in Benin precisely, they said that it was an inferior, or what did they even call the cylinder now? Substandard on, and all of that, So if you don't have everybody trying to do it, how do you guarantee that people will stick to standards?
I can assure you that these guys, those yellow buses, they won't put their cylinder at the back. They put it under your leg. And when it comes to safety standards, people sticking to safety standards in Nigeria, there's always been a problem with that. We have people who start their buses with. And Sandra, you know what? This is compressed natural gas, so it can explode. Actually, if you don't use the right kind of cylinder, that's the issue. It's compressed gas. So it's not like the liquefied natural gas. Fine. So you will now see people trying to use the cylinder for gas at home. For this one, no, don't do that. There's nobody that will do that. You think that we will experiment? No, so okay, don't say that. I hear you. But I'm more concerned with the fact that I don't know. I know for the message you read, the shenanigans we have in the oil sector did not start with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So when we tell him to intervene, it's because he's now the president, and we've seen these things for years. We are hoping that he can step in
and help to resolve the issue. That's why we keep calling on him as the Minister of Petroleum and the President of the country.
Where will Korokwe put their gas?
Well, you can never be sit at the back. It's always, if you look at most of the people that have done this conversion, they always want to put it at the back. It's either the boot at the back or under the seat for folks who have no boots.
Tunde from Magboro, still on WhatsApp, is saying, please, can you confirm if the president Escalade runs on CNG?
No, it doesn't.
After all, it was bought in 2024. Or has the president forgotten here, he removed subsidy and planned on promoting CNG? I'm not surprised, neither am I disappointed. This government style, since inception, is act first, think later. And such a style is a recipe for disaster. Tunde from Magboro, sharing that one. I also have here the options given. Do I have this correctly? No, I don't. I think I'll take that later. Sorry about that. Sean from Festac. Hi, Milan FM. Leader by example has always been a deficit, which has led to trust deficit by the people to our government. Relating this to the topic at hand only goes to show that we will not see any government officials using CNG vehicles, as they always and use ostentatious goods, meaning the more expensive the commodity, the more value it has. My question to Fuad is, we have been flaring gas for over 30 years, wasting it to the heavens. So can we derive LNG and CNG from this flaring gas? If yes, why is gas expensive and why are we importing gas? Secondly, as I've always advocated, we need to transit to a closed economy, look inward to our natural resources, cut off the international hand that's exploiting it, and stop using the corrupt ones inside the country from exploiting it. This is my solution to stop borrowing. Newsflash, when we finally go full CNG, it will become scarce and expensive.
The demand and supply will come in, scarcity will come in, prices will go up. It's just what it is. And then on the gas we have, this huge deposit of natural gas. We throw them away because we are not able to harness them for our own use, whether as liquefied natural gas or compressed natural gas. And that's why the government has been saying that, look, this aggressive revenue drive is to also make monies available for investment to harness the natural gas resources we have in the country for things like CNG, LNG, and what have you. But
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning.
I called the place called. How can I capture all these things on my head right now? But the truth is this. Let me just tell you what happened. If you are on this road, believe you me, you will ask yourself, is this country at war? Is there anything like governance? I got to Bini bypass the talk I was going with because we have a lot of business that we need to cover. You have to break down because of bad road. You couldn't believe the kind of road Nigerians apply on. Is that the road that are going to use the CNG on? That's the question call from somewhere in Lagos here. Always supporting government borrowing that they are doing infrastructure. Infrastructure on the roads or at where? I was in Awuchi. I couldn't believe that Nigerians. I don't know how to express what I saw on Nigerian road. Nigerians are moving on gutter, not on the road. Jesus Christ.
All right.
I just to maintain my the trucks we are using. We have spent over 12 million naira now. And be very honest, I have to say it on anybody who is still supporting all these shenanigans going around. There's no road.
Thank you.
No road in Nigeria. No road. No federal road that is fortunate. No road. I must be.
Sandra, our roads are bad actually. Very, very bad. If you have to drive around, you understand that our roads are very, very bad. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. As usual.
Yes.
Let me draw your attention. That's what I believe you are with him. 2 weeks or thereabout, House of Assembly, they came up and said that the price of petrol should be brought down. And they gave their reason. I remember they said that it will increase poverty, thereby leading to high crime in Nigeria. Where is that? Did you hear that news?
Yeah, of course, we reported it here, so we reviewed it here.
Where is that? Where is the National Assembly now? In a situation where we are running one man show, I have told you I've told Nigeria repeatedly that we have entered one chance. There's something good cannot come out of this man. You said that we should embrace and patronize CNG. Where are the conversion centers? Where are the filling stations around us? We keep on saying the same thing on daily basis. Nothing is happening. Where we have airport, who is going to deliver Nigeria? Where we have one Nigeria that's operating one man show? Where are we looking to? Where is National Assembly? Where are labor movements? Student unions is moribund. All promises on daily basis. This man has nothing to offer. He's just replicating what he has done to Lagos State. Lagos State treasury is already in his pocket. He's doing the same thing at the federal level. Nobody is calling this man to order. Nigerians are doters. Nigerians are cowards. Who is going to deliver us? I said we have been captured. Fuad said that we remain in captivity. In captivity.
2 minutes. Thank you.
How are we not going to remain in captivity?
It's okay. 2 minutes. Stick within.
Nigerians are not cowards. I understand that we're a bit, docile really when it comes to our reaction to some of these things, because truly in other nations, Sandra, a quarter of what we've endured and tolerated, is not acceptable in some of these other countries. But again, as we continue to, put our words out there, make our voices heard, speak truth to power, we hope that they will listen one day,
Let's take some messages from Facebook. This is still Milan 98.3 FM. It's 9:28 a.m. Thank you for staying with us. And we are having a conversation this morning. Our focal point is the president yesterday mentioned that it's either you go with 1,000 naira per liter fuel or you go with 200 naira per standard cubic meter CNG. Okay, and so we're asking questions as regards that. And the second, of course, is as regards the fact that IMF is saying Nigeria is still borrowing amid high debt costs. It's expensive to borrow now, and we are still borrowing. What are your thoughts? So let's take some Facebook messages. I have here Benjamin is saying, good morning, Sandra and Fuad. President Tinubu saying is left for Nigeria to choose if they want fuel at the rate of 1,000 or more per liter or buy CNG at 200 naira. It is now very clear that the president said he will bring price of petrol down when he becomes president was just a deception to the electorate. I asked the president if he and his family members and his cabinet have converted their vehicles to CNG. If the CNG gas is 200 naira per standard cubic meter, why is cooking gas that affects the masses not sold the same with CNG gas? To me, the politicians are not interested in the welfare of the masses. The statement of the president now states clearly that the president is the one. It's okay. May God bless the good people of Nigeria. Amen. And that's Benjamin from Shogunle on Facebook sharing that one. I also have Kabiru Adegbero saying good morning. Oh my God. The president has finally told us that fuel price cannot come down below 1,000 naira. This is not what he promised to do when he was campaigning to become president. Let him have a rethink. God day. God bless my country. And that's Kabiru Adegbero. Frederick Morka is saying, good morning, Nigeria. Breakfast is served. Hope you got yours. I'm guessing that's some sort of sarcasm. Tochukwuti Adele is saying, you have been cajoled to think that CNG is cheaper and you have already bought it by your questions this morning. The question should be, how much trillions of dollars has the president and his government been promised by the foreign crusaders of CNG, if and only if they encourage their people to convert to CNG?
No, that's not a question. That's just you throwing up sentiments and the questions we've asked are the right questions to ask. And I don't know why you think you should attack the question rather than put out your own opinion on what we're saying on this particular matter.
He has a theory.
It's a very bad theory for this kind of conversation.
The CNG crusaders have no oil deposits or the best type or in commercial quantity as Nigeria in their countries and are determined to phase out crude. That is the Nigerian major cash crop. This country is becoming a refuse dump. After all, the ruling class have all bought homes in foreign countries of their choice. Tochukwuti Adele from Obanikoro sharing that one. I also have here Patrick Obiazo is saying it's laughable whenever this government tries to disingenuously bring the previous administration into the mix of their failures, when a key party player and current president who have always been a part of the party and previous government had all the years and time to plan a clear roadmap for his administration upon taking power. But what we are seeing is a clear lack of plans or trial and error government. I ask again, what sense, economic or otherwise, does it make to embark on the horrid coastal highway project that obviously cannot be completed anytime soon when the entire road network in Nigeria remains a complete mess? How can you drive a vehicle with a CNG cylinder on our deployable roads without fear of possible explosion? What have Nigerians benefited from the endless borrowings by the government except miseries and suffering while they are spending lavishly for their comfort? Nigeria have been turned upside down with no direction. That is Patrick Opiazo on Facebook sharing that one. Alex Solomon talking about CNG. It is a known fact that CNG vehicles do require frequent servicing and regular maintenance compared to petrol or diesel vehicles. Specialized mechanics and service centers are also factors which can be difficult to find, as it will heighten the overall service cost. Alex Solomon on Facebook. Ebere Daniel is saying good morning, Sandra and Fuad. I don't have much to say about this present government and to say they are careless. Okay. We also have here good morning house. Chris Oloja. This is what the people experience. That is God's. It's okay. Stay blessed as well. I appreciate your contribution. I also have Muiwa from Abuja. Oh, it's been a while. I trust you're doing great. Good to allay our fears about CNG conversion. And that's Muiwa from Abuja sharing that one. I also have Christopher Effiong saying, God bless you guys. For Mr. President and his comment about fuel and CNG, I'm totally surprised for that statement. Mr. President said, take it easy, I'll bring down the price of fuel during campaign. Anyway, campaign is over. Right now, governance commences. Check which one you want, Nigerians, CNG or fuel. Blessed are those who do not vote because we knew what happened. And for borrowing, we must borrow to keep politicians in Nigeria. Prepare for 2027 election. God bless my country. And that is Christopher Effiong on Facebook. And time check right now is 9:34 a.m. You're listening to Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll take a very short break. Just listen to something Kaluaja has to say as regards CNG and CNG infrastructure in the country. And we'll be right back.
You are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning. Has got gas and we have expensive PMS, so let's convert cars from using PMS to CNG so that way we can tide ourselves out of this very, very expensive PMS that we have. The problem really is scale. If you want to do CNG, you've got to have CNG stations, and then you've got to have that CNG go from the gas in the ground to those stations that are going to have the CNG for the retail cars. Where's the infrastructure? Even in Lagos, that is the most, should we say, cosmopolitan and most modern in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria. Where is the infrastructure? You're going to build out CNG in Ikorodu, in Ekpe, in Lukbeju. Where is the infrastructure? How are all those cars where are they going to get refueled every time they need CNG? So this is not a solution at the moment. This is a medium-term solution. We're talking 24 to 36 months or more to convert CNG. So when we're saying this CNG thing, it looks to me like we don't have a solution and this is the new pie in the sky. This can't be a solution to expensive PMS. It cannot be. It's a medium-term solution to convert the nation over, but it can't be a solution for today. My take.
You are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning.
Thank you for staying with us. It is still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Time check is 9:36 a.m. We just listened to Kalu Aja, an economist and a financial. Mentioned it earlier on, the fact that there are just 50 conversion stations, interior or above, fuel. You're still on to, Mainland Focus. Let's get your thoughts. The number is still live on Facebook and YouTube. Hello, good morning.
Bola. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, good morning.
Good morning.
It's Ambrose, Pastor Ambrose. We thank God for another day.
What?
This CNG, is it made in Nigeria or is imported? Mr. President, to me, it's arrogant. So they are suffering now. I want to ask, by the time, that's number one, life, and let them convert all those things free of charge. I mean, cars that are 10 years and above, they are the only cars. That's 10 years to this period. Like you said also, the person in charge of this CNG, his car is using fuel. Like you said also, let all of them start. Let them show us example. And we're also talking of even the Keke Maru and all of those things. I think whatever policy that you have a human face. I think if you ask me, his attitude is tyrannic and it is undemocratic. You are forcing things on the throat of Nigerians without considering that they are suffering. Nigerians are really, really, really suffering. And by the time people start traveling to the village, it's the fact all the conversion center make it free of charge, so that a lot of people can convert to CNG. Good morning.
What was saying that it's strange that people are talking about high cost of PMS, and the president is talking about CNG as the alternative. Whereas we only have 50 CNG stations, and have made a lot of sense if the stations are available, or if all our petrol stations
had a CNG point.
But what when we're just, because again, Ahmed Farouk said it sometime in October that we have only about 50 CNG stations. So how can that even be the reaction of the
still up for fact?
So but again,
it's okay. Thank you. We'll wrap things up with a few messages that we have here. I have Abraham Ayotunde from Burge their villages for Christmas. Transportation has now tripled. Dollar is above 1,700. When will it get better? And why are we not talking about agriculture? I don't know why. But let's leave that for Minister Abubakar. We also have here Emmanuel from Ikeja saying, I think the president saying either convert to CNG or buy fuel, bringing the price of PMS down. If that's the case, we forget about prices of commodities coming down. So future time, they shouldn't increase CNG price, because after converting with 1 million plus, they will increase it and decrease the price of petrol.
Then you convert back to petrol.
So you just have like 2 to 3 cars in your house, one CNG, one fuel,
and
one diesel.
Yeah,
and then have a bicycle too, just in case.
For your blood.
Yes.
Steve. So you ride bicycle from Lagos to Ibadan because it's good for your cardio, and then you land there, you straight to UCH.
UCH does not have light to.
Another problem.
Let's not land the UCH, please. Steve Kelly from Maryland. In campaigning for an office, the fun is in the running. It's obvious that this government has deceived Nigerians into voting them into power with sweet talks. CNG or whatever is just a mere policy. They're just gobbling. The endless trial and error policy formulation will continue to choke Nigerians. God help this nation. Stevie Kelu from Maryland sharing that one. I also have here Prince from Fagba. It's obvious that this government never came with any plan other than to take over PDP in 2015. It's downward the slope every day without empathy. I think Nigeria should, and this is the only thing the president has to say after all our shaman carry all our bale. I told the owner of very much. That's Prince from Fagba sharing that one. Let's see what we have on Facebook as well. We have quite a number of messages here. Temitope Anatoye, the options given to Nigerians by the president to pick between is not only laughable but more of a military dictatorship. The reason the president is in power is to make life comfortable for the citizens. To me, I see the statement as a confirmation that there is no assurance that the 4 national refineries, which so much billions of dollars has been spent on reviving, it may not be realistic again. If I may ask, has the president or any government officials converted their cars to using CNG? Is the PMS that Nigerians have been using for long not better than the CNG that has been tested and trusted, especially putting into consideration the country's climatic conditions and the bad road that is not motorable? Can anyone convince me how someone who cannot afford to buy a liter of fuel for 1,000 naira, how will they not have money to convert car to CNG for over 1 million naira? Is that not the case of fry pan to fire? The government should have the government should do something about the country's debt profile. I feel IMF itself is confused on the script given to them to read. The only way out is to reduce the cost of governance and the reckless spending. God bless Nigeria. That's Temitope Anatoye from Ijagemo sharing that one. I also have Udosa Aniete. Please let CNG be stopped. It's okay. Igirai, God's power. We can see where this APC government sorry, God is watching. Thank you, Gira, God's power. Unfortunately, that's all we can take for this morning. Thank you very much, Said Fuad, for your time. All right, so today is Wednesday, so it's a bumper package by 10 a.m. It's the big talk. We'll be looking at this statement. Obasanjo raises leadership questions, and then would also, we also have by 1 p.m. midweek politics. So further conversations as regards, Ondo, PDP, and Riki, and so many things. By 1 p.m. All right, and by 4 p.m. Sage Babalola will be in the Situation Room for further discourse. So stay with us. It's Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Omobola Sandra, and this is Sahid Fuhad. Stay with us and stay tuned.
Repairing your damaged phone doesn't have to be stressful or expensive anymore.